Hey guys, there's something I want to talk about today is the scales. Yeah, those bad boys. The sad step. All the things we call the scales. We as human beings inevitably want instant validation from the fact we live now in a society where you can order food in an instant, you can click an order on Amazon and it can arrive at the end of the day. We have been geared in the last 15-20 years to have things immediately. We've also been provided with a feedback loop from our society, peers, school education system that if we work for something, we should expect a result. That is true to a point. With weight loss, with the scales particularly, your work ethic does not mean you're entitled to instant validation on the scales. And what I mean by that, how many times have you gone, I've really tried hard this week. It's Friday, you've been on point since Monday, you jump on the scales and you go, I tried so hard and nothing happened. I know because I've been there. The issue with this attitude is that you expect 4 or 5 days of working towards a new habit, which you feel you put a lot of effort in, granted, you want an instant validation on what the scales say. And unfortunately, true fat loss that isn't a crash diet and isn't yo-yo dieting doesn't quite work like that. Think about it like compound interest. If you put a drop of water or a penny in a piggy bank, that has to add up over time. In 4 days, there's only 4 pennies. In 40 years, you're going to have a nice big pot. Now, it's not going to take you 40 years to lose weight, but you get the concept. Having 4 days of having to make a real conscious effort feels emotionally like you've invested a lot and you want something from that. Your body will respond when it's ready to. And your body will only respond with true consistency for a longer period than stringing together 4 or 5 days. If you really want to see a difference, you've got to be looking at 14 to 20 days of really, truly hitting every single element of your plan in terms of steps, cardio, food, training, sleep, and stress management to expect to see a result on the scales. Now, it's just a little bit of words of wisdom from me this morning because I know the scales can really be a bit of a mind-head screw. Just remind yourself. Trust the process, become process driven. Have I ticked all my boxes in terms of habits? Yes, I have. Great, I feel successful. The scales will move. It is physically impossible for them not to if you stick to your process exactly. The moment we get despondent and then we go off track and have a moment of hitting the F it button, that's where consistency lacks. That's where we struggle. You jump on the scales, you get peed off with what you see, so you hit the and have a packet of biscuits with your tea, or a packet of crisps, or a McDonald's, or whatever it might be, a drink. And then the lack of true consistency yields that horrible cycle of then trying to torture yourself from Monday, getting annoyed by Friday because you put 5 days of effort in and you don't feel like you've got the validation. Hang in there, trust the process. The first part is the biggest hurdle, and once you get over that first hump, it is plain sailing. Trust me, trust the process, and trust yourselves to not expect instant validation all the time. It's a challenge, but it's a well-worthy cause.